Choose your hipster. Customize your hipster. Launch your way through multiple levels. Try Infinite Runner. And then while you're at it, go for Launch the Trump. Get Launch the Hipster today, only for $2. Link in the description below. Only from the Mad Hen Games, a subsidiary of the Mad Hen House.
Welcome, game developers, to Doug Teaches UE4.
Okay, in this tutorial, I will show off how to do instant kills with a headshot. For those who don't know, I'm developing Insane Shooting. I'm still developing that. Insane Shooting, and what I showed off in those dev diary videos was headshot collisions, or rather the easier version of it, rather than actually having to collide with the bone name. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a specific headshot collider, and when we hit that person in the head with our gun, they will instantaneously ragdoll. So that said, let's get started on how to actually do that. First things first, I am going to add a new feature or content pack, and it'll be the first-person blueprint. I'm going to add that to my project. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this dude actually does a line trace. And wow, really? Really, you're going to do that to me? Jackass. Let's go to the event graph. So here we have our montage play, and what are you spawning? You are doing the line trace. Excelente. We will be using a line trace. Okay. Essentially, what it wants to do is add. I won't break down what a line trace does. I already did. Do something like that in the lesson plan tutorial of Doom when we actually spawned a line trace when we were destroying the turret in my C++ tutorial. I'll put a link in that description below. However, what we're going to be using is we're going to be looking at the hit actor. We're going to branch off of that essentially, and we'll still leave these connections up and running. So we have. Fuck you, phone. So we have all of that. But right now we do need a character to essentially, kill or whatever. So let's do that. First things first, I'm going to go into my content browser. I'll just right-click, hit new folder. I'll just say something stupid like AI. Fuck it. And in here, I'm going to right-click again. I'm going to go to Blueprint Classes, and this time I'm going to get a character. I'll just say random dude, or random duder. So in the blueprint, we have our stupid little mesh, and we are. What the hell is this thing called again? SK Mannequin. Okay, so we need the SK Mannequin. So I'm going to go to None, and oh, there it is, right there. SK Mannequin. Sweet. I'm going to bring this down. I'm also going to be rotating this 90 degrees, so it's facing in the arrow component. Now, if you're wondering what the arrow is, long story, the short version of this answer is this. Unreal, whenever you're importing anything into Unreal, whether it's custom or something else, it usually, all of Unreal's stuff by default faces in the X direction. So there's that. Anyway, so the anim class we are going to be using is, I think, the third-person anim BP? Yeah. Alright. So now what we need is a headshot collider. Now we can, like I said, we can look for the bone, but I'm not going to do that because that's no. So it's the easier route is using a sphere collision. It's nowhere near as point by point, but it'll work for our case scenario. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a component. We're going to look for sphere collision. Now make sure I'll drag it out so that way it detaches from the sphere. Now, make sure you have this being a child of the mesh. You want this attached to the mesh. Best way to do that is by clicking and dragging it up here, so that way it's attached to the mesh. But the mesh is the parent, and the sphere is the child. So no matter where the mesh moves, as you can see, the sphere collision moves with it. You might be thinking to yourself, what, so we just move this up to the head? No, we don't. See this little thing called parent socket? We want to click on that little magnifier glass. Now this magnifier glass allows us to attach the sphere collision to whatever bone we want. In this case, it's going to be the head. And now we have it attached to the head, and it's moving with the animation. However, obviously the sphere collision is kind of big, so we're going to shorten this to about right there. Let's move this up. Oh no, I don't really like how it's snapping. If you don't like the snapping, click on this little orange box. It disables the snapping and you can just move it freely. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try to get it as best aligned with the head as I can.
Do you want to try moving it down a little further?
Let's see what actually, nah, I'm okay with, I'll leave it at 14. 14 float units. It's not, like I said, it's not precise AF, but it'll work for our purposes. The next thing we need to do is to make sure that once we hit the head, we want to make sure that this dude goes Ragdoll. So instead of under collision where it says collision presets, instead of character mesh, you want to look for Ragdoll. And for now, we're done.
Are you going to do any AI?
For the holiday tutorials? Maybe, but probably not, because I already did do some AI stuffs in the tutorial series, in the main tutorial series. Anyway, so we're essentially done here, because we don't need to do anything else. Now we just have to say, okay, when we hit the head, or at least when we hit the sphere collision, which I will rename actually. I'll hit F2 to rename after highlighting it. I'll just say head shot. Call comp. There. Let's do that. So we're done here. Now what we need to do is we have to grab the hit actor. You can actually put this before you do the branch, but before you do this first branch, whichever is your preference. I'll do it after this first branch. So after this check to see if whatever we're hitting is valid. And technically speaking, you don't necessarily need this either, but I'll keep it on because this is the default first-person character thing. So we're gonna take hit actor, right? We're gonna drag it out. I'm going to say cast to random duder. Excuse me, random duder. So I will move this. I'll move self down to about here because we don't need any of that. And we're going to plug this in. Now, if the cast failed, I'll just go here. But if it's this dude, what we're going to do is we're going to say get headshot call comp, right? We are going to take this. We're going to take this, drag it out. We're going to say get world location, right? Is that, or is it? Hold on. Is it world location? Yes. We're going to drag this out, and we're going to say equal. And we want to say equal vector, not equal exactly. We're going to say equal vector. Why equal vector? Well, the thing is, with equal vector, it gives us the entire... I'll show you what I mean in just a second. We're going to take the impact point, right? And we're going to plug this into B. But as far as this, the error tolerance, we will drag this out. We will get sphere radius. And we're going to plug this in, right? Then, what we're going to do is we're going to branch this out. Plug this into the branch. And plug this into here. And on true, right? What we want to do then is get the mesh. And we're going to set simulate physics. And we're going to simulate it. And on true, we're going to do that. And then plug this into U. On false, we'll just do this. So, what is this little bit here do? Okay, so we need to well, actually, let's just do a quick demo because if we run this now, we'll be fine. I'll delete the no. Actually, let me open level blueprint instead. Where is the trigger box overlap? Okay, that's fine. That's no big deal. Let's go here. Let's go to first person BP, blueprints, drag this out, plop it in there, and then go back into content, AI, plug this into there, and then let's just rotate this dude around 180 degrees so that way he's facing the first person character. In the level blueprint, we will get this, because I'm an idiot. I'm just gonna, is it B to begin play? Nope, that's branch. I meant P. There we go. On event begin play, we're gonna go to reference to this actor. Then we're gonna get the player controller, because we want to possess the first person character. So I'm gonna drag this out, and drag that up, and type in possess, and then in pawn, just plug that in, compile, and let's try this out. Am I? Really? Okay. I can't see where my line trace is going. So let's go back into first person character. In line trace, where you see trace visibility, you want to go to drugs. Wow. Draw debug type. Line trace by channel. Wait, what? Visibility. Yeah, trace channel. Visibility. Where is debug type? Yeah, for duration. There you go. Okay. So let's compile this again. Let's try it now. There we go. We see where we're hitting. And we are hitting the head. Could be because of the branch. Let's get rid of that branch. Let's try plugging it into here. Seeing if that... Could be. Go back to random duder. Oh, right. You can't have Ragdoll. You have to be block all. Damn it. And then, with the headshot collision, let me just see if collision presets, yeah, it overlaps all. And generate hit events, make sure that's generate overlap events. Let me go back into Ragdoll real fast. Try this again. Damn it. No, not overlap all, block all. There we go. So it is block all. Damn it. Either way, we have to so we block all the sorry about that. Wow, I'm an idiot today. But if we hit the head, hey, look at that. He is gone. Whee! You're just doing that for shits and giggles, yeah. So if we hit any portion of the anywhere else in the body, nothing's gonna happen. But hit the head. And we can collide with him, because he's Ragdoll. But there might be a little problem to this, because there's a chance you are still colliding with the Capsule Collision component.
So how would you fix that?
Oh, in fact, it's right here.
Oh, shit. How do you fix that?
Okay, so, best way to do that, actually, yeah, let's take care of that now, actually. Let's go back into first-person character. Instead of simulating the physics, right, what we do is essentially we have to create a copy of this dude and say he's dead. So we're going to do that. We're going to add a blueprint class, but instead of a character, we're going to add an actor. And this actor is going to be Dude or Dead. And this Dude or Dead is going to have a skeletal mesh. And it's going to have the Mannequin. And it's going to have the third-person NMBP. Now, make sure we have to move this down a little. And I'm going to turn snapping back on. And then undo that. Move that over. I think about there should do it. And then rotate 90 degrees. So that way it's still facing. Go back into first-person character. You say get actor transform. And then from there, spawn actor from class. Dude or Dead. Plug this in. Compile, and we play. So now, oh, look at that.
What happened?
Because I forgot to tell it to set simulate physics. So that means I gotta go back and I gotta make this Ragdoll again. Instead of no collision, let's Ragdoll you into event graph. Take this, set simulate physics, and then plug that in. Compile. Let's go here. No, let's go here. And let's make sure we destroy this actor after it spawns. Not before, or else you'll actually get a compiler error saying it access none because this thing is destroyed before this thing spawns. So we want to spawn this first and then destroy you. So let's try this again. There we go. And look at that. We don't actually collide with the capsule component because the capsule component is destroyed. Let's do it again. There we go.
You can't shoot.
Of course I can't. Alright. And, yeah. There you have it.
End it here, narrator. And there you have it, game designers. Tune in next time for Doug Doug's holiday tutorial bits.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and watch me play Tales of Symphonia, because that's actually happening. And I will and around roughly next week, I'll start developing Death TV again.
Alright, because the demo is going to be released next week.
Yes. And yeah. Take care, everybody. You have a good one.